Working hard or hardly working? It's a topic we're going to be addressing in today's podcast. So, this podcast, thank you for everyone joining us today, is called the Create the Future Now podcast, hosted by Innovatology, together by Marie and myself, Cedric, where we explore as the one stop shop the latest tech and innovations and how we can address them in our real life and make it happen. Today, we have a very interesting guest, Olga Brumnik, who is a digital transformation expert. And she's actually going to help us clarify how we can start working smart, because working smart is not necessarily the same as working hard. So, Olga, can you give us a bit more of background how you got to become where you are right now?
Thank you for being here. It's really, I'm very happy to have a discussion with you today. So nice topics, work smart or hard or whatever. Where I'm now, I'm a self-employed business consultant for digital transformation, helping companies to implement or roll out new softwares, to choose the right tools to make project management and so on. How did I get here? I'm located in Munich, so many greetings from Munich, from Germany. Today is very hot weather. We have 35 degrees, I believe. Really hot.
It's really hot, especially for Munich.
Yeah, especially for Munich, exactly. And I have a kind of a long journey. I was studying and working here in Germany, in Munich, and also living and studying in Austria, in Italy, originally coming from Russia. And so it's quite a long story. Was working in different enterprises and different companies with main focus on logistic and supply chain management, and was already in my studies by doing my bachelor degree very interested in Industry 4.0. I was so curious what is there behind, what is kind of technologies, 3D printing and so on, and it's kind of technical stuff, but I was always learning or studying business, at least in Austria and in Germany, and I was very curious how we can implement, how we put this great technical stuff in our normal life. And so it started more or less in 2000, I would say 15, where I was interested in new technologies, and then we are in my bachelor work and so on, just developing it. And now working as a consultant, so helping people to get in touch with it and maybe make the work smart, and not harder.
I think that's an amazing goal and a really cool vision. Maybe on the Industry 4.0, what does it actually mean? Because I can imagine, like for our audience as well, it's not very easy to understand Industry 4.0. And what is actually the difference with Industry 3.0?
It's like very, very different people, different perspectives, but it's more or less that every couple of years, every century, we had many different developments, starting, let's say, from the perspective of energy. For example, we started somewhere with coal, and now we have renewable energy, and so the technology. So it's also started with, for example, that people were working by hands and producing something. Then there came the mass production. Then it's coming the automated factories and so on. So and this is what with Industry 4.0 more or less meant, that we have renewable energy. We have hours where people are not doing that much with work. So it's like kind of future. Some people are talking even about Industry 4.0. Yeah, I think we are not there yet, but it's like philosophical and scientific question. Yeah. So, but for me, what I like about this kind of industry is just a big context of things. What I think where it's like kind of the future vision of how maybe the companies, the factories can look like. But my mission, or at least how I see my mission, is help companies just to come closer to this vision, to optimize the processes. We are so far away from them, from this automated work of So this is just like short thing, but I'm pretty sure it's not the main part of the question today, right?
And mostly you are working B2B or also B2C, that you would do some mentorings and for the...
To be honest, it's like a nice perspective. I'm working B2B. First of all, so it's more or less companies actually now working for a big one, but the main focus on small and medium enterprise, because I think they have a bit challenging to entering technology, or sometimes don't have money, and I think it's nice to help them, maybe if they want to get the help. And about mentoring, I don't know, if someone would ask me, I would definitely say yes, if they see some kind of a role model in my personality, on myself. Yeah. Have you thought about doing kind of mentoring already? No?
Sorry, what
Marie,
is it?
Marie, have you thought also of being a mentor, or maybe you are a mentor already now?
Yes, I do mentoring sessions.
Cool.
So it's I also do B2B, but also B2C. Because there are some people, so maybe also you who are watching. There's Olga Brumnik, who, if you see her as a role model for the digital transformation, to work smarter in your professional career or maybe in the personal career, then you can reach out to her. And I'm usually doing branding. So my usually customers, they are reaching out to me when they want to actually identify their own brand and then have their own business, small LTD, or they want to even like scale it up with the product. So we are usually working with my mentees on step-by-step guide on how to reach the confidence in their own product. So
I think it's very important. I have till now just mentors, but wasn't never like I was always in the role of mentee, but not as a mentor.
The next step is to also start giving something back. I think that people can learn from you, and I think two very strong women in this room here, where people can definitely learn from. So definitely, audience, let's start to get in touch. Very cool. I had a question regarding, let's say, the topic, right? Like making smart work. Where do you see in digital transformation initiatives, especially in like the smaller SMEs that you might have worked with, where people are spending really too much time on just protecting the hard work that they've been doing, and why they might struggle with actually going towards smart work?
I think there are like different constraints or challenges which are not just small SMEs or any company, I think, has an issue with this one. I think it's on one side, the first one is people. It's like really what I see always or every time, that it's more or less people who don't want to have a change. It's just like we, you have your favorite handy, you have your favorite laptop, you have your favorite pillow. You don't want to have a change. It's like it's running and it's nice. So that's first of all to change this mind of people, to maybe to bring the advantages, to give them this maybe digital mindset kind of. And this is first constraint. I think the people is the most. So it's like, first of all, to get this mind. Second, to motivate them to have something new, to show them the advantages of it, to train them, and stuff like this. Then another one is definitely the budget, because the changes cost something. It's not for free. Now
Always
there
a
are
challenge.
but there are actually open source softwares which are like are there to be downloaded and implemented. But then we are coming again back to people, which sometimes people don't have the skills. So it's like either you have a great IT department who is like motivated and wants to improve it. And this is also brings another constraint when companies will be thought that the solution is or the problem is the IT department. So it's like sometimes the business and IT doesn't work really close together, and it should come the initiatives from both sides. Then it will be maybe better kind of future. So for me, it's like two main things. It's people with mindset, budget, and they're like definitely will find some kind of other stuff. Yeah. And the skills maybe which are missing. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that can always happen. And like what's your unique key to help unlock the mindset of people? Like do you have like any specific trick tip that you put up there?
Yeah, yes. I think it's curiosity. So if you bring, for me, it's okay when we talk about huge project. It's about the project management. There like should be, in my opinion, a lot of projects are missing the change management. So the change management, it's exactly takes care on how to bring the people together, how to see that they want to have this software, they use it. You know, sometimes you implement something and people are working the old way, so it doesn't bring anything. So that's kind of thing. And I think, for example, with AI tools, it's really about curiosity. You are showing, look, I was just traveling, and I didn't know what is it. I was taking a picture, uploading it to a tool, ChatGPT in my case, and was asking what is it and where I am. And then it's just also can answer you. So it's an audio thing and answering you, you are probably in this city. In my case, it was, I was in Georgia. So you are here, and it's kind of an old way of producing wine. And it's telling you the history, and I'm telling the story, and people are getting curious, right? So, and this is how I believe we can unlock a bit, just to bring advantages, to show them small wins, and then maybe they're on your side. Yeah.
And what are your favorite AI tools that you like to use?
A lot. My favorite. But maybe you share. Maybe I already see. I was telling you right now, and before we started with the recording, that it's first time for me to use this Riverside. But I was already. I was a bit like nervous because of it's like first time of recording of this video, and I was already 5 minutes in advance and was checking the tool, and I saw already it's like taking the notes. It's like also AI powered thing, really great, new experience. My favorite one is, of course, ChatGPT. I know everyone is talking about this. It's like already written in all the papers in LinkedIn, and already also formulation of cheat sheets, how to use the prompting with ChatGPT, how to formulate the request, and so on. But I think it's quite a powerful one. Then what else I'm using? I'm using, for example, for translation and for text approval. I like DeepL. I don't know if you know it.
Yeah, my parents, they use it.
Yeah, it's like
really?
for me. Yeah, it's for translation is really great one, and also it's there is a second function, DeepL Write. So you just put your text, and it's improving the text or giving suggestion on some kind of new words and stuff like this. And this is very practical because I'm thinking in sometimes in 3 languages or in 4. When I'm writing, it's one English, one German word can be in my stuff, and then I'm just putting it, and it's like, okay, now it looks like so makes me laugh.
in that sense, it's more effective than Google Translate.
Definitely. So from my experience,
Okay.
definitely, yeah, it's much better. It's it's really closer to normal, so it doesn't look like it's translated sometimes. Yeah,
But it's
still,
Okay.
no, it's for free. It's for
okay.
free. Yeah, the paid version is just for companies, so they already thought. It's what I like about them. They thought already about data protection, yeah, and
Important one.
yeah, and they have a paid version because the tool, any AI tool, it's trained based on data, right? And and it's training by our requests. It's also training and improving or whatever. And DeepL was a paid version. You can implement it just for your company, and so it will be trained based on your data. So kind of things. Yeah, it's really nice. Yeah, it's also fine. So definitely DeepL. Then Canva, also it's like a favorite, but it's also there is in Canva what I like about the pictures. So when I upload the picture and I want to remove some stuff, it's also an AI-based thing. It's quite nice. Then it's like about daily life. Then I use some for project management, some tools. I'm testing them. What is the best one is about, for example, Monday, definitely, yeah. And
it's our favorite for project management, Monday.com. It's really
you
good.
also have experience. Do you have experience with it, right?
Yeah, but it's quite expensive. So it's at the beginning, like if you are like a small medium company, I would really like think about it, if this tool is really something that you need, because you can really like have lots of different features and functions, and it's tool that is customizing itself for your needs. But you can really end up with the circulation of quite a big budget after one.
You can check out. I didn't do a comparison of these two tools, but you can check also. It's called Zoho or whatever. Zoho. I don't know how to pronounce it. And they have also Zoho projects. So it's up to 3 users. It's for free. So you can maybe it's also
definitely we will check it out
if it helps.
I see Marie writing it down already. Like Cedric has to try this.
Then of course, like write Sonic or copy AI. So it's like for content creation, helps also giving some ideas. And what I like, because I have different social media things, it's called Buffer. Yeah, it's like content management tool. Yeah, I'm just put in all my accounts there and enjoy.
I heard about it, but for the content management so far, I didn't find better than a Notion. The Notion I like the most so far, but it's more like for the management among our team. Like for example, our social media manager, she prepares and I just approve. I give comments, etc. But actually, Buffer is like also offering that you can like post it automatically, or what?
Yes, that's what I like. I'm scheduling the stuff. Because I'm very like most probably the same with you. You're just busy with your stuff, and sometimes I have also my schedule for my social posts. And I'm just trying to schedule one day when I'm preparing everything, writing, generating pictures, or just put in my photo, whatever. I see you are smiling. You have probably the same things.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so structured.
Yeah, and I'm project management. and I'm scheduling it. So I'm scheduling with Buffer, and also there is Buffer suggesting you the post ideas. So based on your content, it's also nice. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's maybe my favorite ones, I would say. Yeah.
It's also really hard nowadays to say like what AI tools do you like to use, because nowadays if the tool doesn't leverage the AI, it's like you can be
already out.
You can be to some extent sure that this software will finish soon.
I don't know what I would do. Since I'm so when I was writing my master thesis, it's a pity that it didn't exist. I was really like people who are writing now some bachelor thesis, master thesis. Sometimes it's just, you know, some to sum up the articles, to sum or to write or make a research, whatever. It's so helpful. Or to find the mistakes, you know, that's also nice. Improve, and then it's improved. Suddenly, it's really great. So,
But also it then tells us that how what they taught us at the school is so redundant sometimes, that there are like other skills that we need nowadays than how to properly structure the article.
definitely. And you know, for example, I was also, I think we're still in the beginning. So the tools, say AI tools, are not thinking on its own, more or less. Yeah, it's like algorithm behind and trained on data and so on. So I would say shit in, shit out. Sorry for this word, in case it's not allowed here. But it's like kind of based on the data. And I think the future is really, I don't believe it will come now in 10 years or something like this. Definitely not. But when it would be great if AI assistant or AI virtual person would read a book, you know, and would discuss it with you, and
Oh, wow.
or, for example. But this is like kind of already mental things which the AI tools cannot do till now, because that, yeah. But that's, I believe, maybe in 30 years.
That will be an interesting future, though. Like, then you
Yeah.
don't need to read the full book anymore. You can just indeed have it consumed by an AI tool, and then you can have like an active conversation.
Yeah.
So tell me more about it. Okay, what happens there? It will also help, I think, a lot of students with their homework, probably.
But you know, but what I think, it's like, it's on one side we have an advantage of this kind of tools. On the other side, we're getting lazy.
Yeah.
You like stopping thinking, just putting stuff into, I don't know, in an AI tool and hoping it will produce you something great, or just we are losing kind of skills. I think, like, can be, we might lose. Maybe we are not losing them right now, but
No, definitely. And I think here that's also one of our missions of Innovatology, and here for the audience that is tuning in, like what we're really about is making sure that technology, that we start using it, but we don't get abused by it, because with all these new AI tools coming in, it's very easily that we can get overwhelmed. So it's very important that we still have a critical mind of understanding where this AI tool can add the value in your life.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there are like 1,000 of things what I see from my experience, where like maybe an older generation, I don't want to talk about age now, but not everyone is using these tools. So for some of them, it's like completely, you know, blue ocean and nothing exists in this area, so they're not checking it out. So they're like, for many people, there like might be a lot of surprises there out there. And I was trying to motivate my mom to use ChatGPT. She said, I couldn't register myself, I don't want like, really use it. Yeah, but okay, they're like, yeah, we have to try it out. Maybe I should start with my mom before I start with other companies, right?
I mean, it's a good beta testing scenario. That's for sure.
Yeah. And do you also use any maybe other tools which I don't know in your work?
Go. You go, Marie. I have just one tool in mind, but that has blown my life to the next level. Yeah.
Wow.
But I'll let Marie explain. Okay. It's the Cloud.ai. Like, I mean, it's not an online tool. It's also it's a device as well. So it's like a voice recorder. But then what it does, it basically captures a meeting, a recording, and then it's transcripts for you, like the meeting notes, the action plans, what were the key topics that were discussed. So like for me, that's really amazing, because now I can actually listen to what Marie says and actually remember what I need to do for the next week. So this tool is really changing my life, both professionally and personally.
Great.
You
I
didn't
didn't.
tell me about this usage.
Well, I need to keep it secret. There was some GDPR that I had to go through on this.
Yes, I didn't give you the consent.
You did.
No,
You wrote your name on a paper. You just didn't read the fine lines, you know?
it's always everything is about data protection, right?
Yes, and it's
Yeah.
really important. It was also like my mom asked me recently that how does it work from the GDPR perspective that now like there are lots of influencers, everybody is using social media, and if you are recording yourself, for example, on the beach, what do you actually do with the people who are, for example, behind you? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
from the GDPR perspective, you should just like avoid the other people's faces if they didn't give you the consent. But nowadays, the social media are like super spread around that.
Mhm.
I mean, if I am in the video captured by other person, I'm not like running after that person to like delete me from that video, right? So it's like pros and cons. Like
Mhm.
for the personal usage, it's fine, but then for commercial, you should have the consent. So it's also a bit interesting to dive deeper into the GDPR also when it comes to the AI and these tools. But from my perspective, I don't have hardware like Cedric
Mhm.
just mentioned. But for me, it's also like, for example, Mid Journey for the
Mhm.
design and for the graphics because I like to do the imaginations
Mhm.
and these things. So I think that we also didn't mention this one because, of course, Canva and ChatGPT I'm also using. But I really like also the, for example, DALI and
Yeah.
Midjourney, etc.
Mhm.
Then we also use the Monday.com. We tried the Veet.io, which is for the video creation, but the videos are not yet there when it comes to the artificial
Mhm.
intelligence. So it's still there is a gap because like the eyes of the people are going really not the right direction. So yeah, I would say these things just come up into my mind right now.
Yeah.
That's great. There are really a lot of tools, and now I'm also curious in which direction or how the Copilot, yeah, from Microsoft, it's like kind of integrate, or at least what they're trying to do. I'm not that happy till now with it, but it's also kind of integrated tools into Microsoft package, what as they're doing, and it's also the purpose. It's, for example, to take the meetings notes and to write the summaries, to use the AI things in Excel, for example, to write the formulas and so on, and to
Yeah,
create the presentation.
what I
Yeah,
think
but
is
it's not
funniest
fine yet.
with Copilot, it's like ChatGPT in disguise.
Yeah. But it's regarding the data protection. The like, of course, when it's integrated
Mm.
directly in the same package, it's like for many companies before they take ChatGPT, they're taking the Copilot. Yeah. So
Yeah.
what I
Yeah.
experienced till now, but they're not that happy. I hope they will develop themselves a bit faster.
And how does the digital transformation of the companies work? So, or like,
Oh.
how does the like initial, for example, stages, like, so that the company like then like contact you, ask you for the consultations, and then like, what is how does usually the first consultation
Oh,
looks like with them, or what are the
yeah.
methods that you are using?
Well, there are different frameworks, of course, different approaches, depends on the companies. And also, for example, when regarding the projects, it depends on the company. And the perfect project is when you start as a consultant from the beginning. So you already come into definition of the project, definition of goals and so on, and can also set up. What is not that great when you are picked up at some phase of the project. So the goals already defined, the software is already chosen, and you are just trying to do something, yeah? And sometimes not really happy. How does it look generally from the beginning? It's we're starting the first question, which I ask. It's about where do you want to go? What is your vision, more or less? It's like, but it's normal, I think, in our personal life, in projects, nothing different. It's to define what do you want. Yeah, where do you see yourself, and what is your future? How do you want that your company looks like? I don't know, in in 5 years, in 7 years, and so on. Then the next stage, which is which is also, it's kind of mistakes of, or I would say not the proper way of doing stuff, in my opinion, is the actual analysis of the actual situation. So to analyze where you stay, what is your actual position, and what I want to make the internal analysis. What are your strengths? So typical, for example, SWOT analysis. So you analyze your strengths, weaknesses, so internally, and check, for example, in case of digital transformation, your digital maturity levels. There are also a lot of models and frameworks how to do it, and online tools also. On the other hand, to check what is outside, what are the threats and opportunities. Yeah. So you check your customers, you check your competitors, you check maybe the political situation. So it depends where you are. For example, you can take the PESTEL analysis, yeah, like political, social, economical, and so on factors, yeah. So, and I believe this is the most important stuff, to analyze where you want to go and to analyze where you are right now, just to know the whole things. And then you start with the strategy development based on these factors. And once you define this one, then you can start already with the small projects. And I always say companies, they want to do everything at once. My advice: start small, think big. And this
That's
is
a good one.
Yeah, the pilot ones. I love really pilot projects. So check different strategies, maybe different things, check what works, what doesn't work. And then you can choose based on this way. You have to choose also in the beginning of any project your team, yeah, to check with whom you are working, then define how you are working. Then it's like coming to the project management, maybe also if you are doing classical project management, waterfall, or agile, when you don't know your requirements and it's complex environment and project and so on. And then it's like going already the stages, the process analysis, the I don't know, the software, to choose the software afterwards when you know your requirements. Yeah. And then implementation phase and testing and hypercare and so on.
Yes.
And then you get into the business as usual.
Yeah.
I was curious to hear your thoughts, like strategy wise. What are the components that define a good strategy to go from an as is to be state?
For me, I think it's like what I mentioned exactly, that it's to define these 2 points. So the strategy is the way between where you are and where you want to go. And so once you define and analyze your current status and know your goal, you can the best define the strategy. So the way, how do you want to do it internally, maybe with your resources. And the strategy, it's just, we are talking always or companies talking about strategy itself, about how to develop the business. And what they sometimes see is how to develop. They forget sometimes about digital strategy, which is a part of the main strategy, right? And and I think this is 2 main components actually, to know where you want to go and where you stay. And then it's like the way of analysis to check the competitors, to check so which resources you have and so on. To develop this one. Yeah.
I see in your LinkedIn that you have really great, like you did a lot of education in the AI, business, data science, but also quite really interesting experience. What do
You're checking my LinkedIn. Yeah.
What do you consider as your biggest achievement when it comes to like the digital transformation with the businesses, etc.?
I think the biggest achievement, of course, this I would say two of them. First is exactly the theoretical knowledge, which I'm doing. The latest one was my master in business consulting and digital management, digital transformation. That was my personal biggest achievement because I was studying first time in German, and it's like kind of challenging and really great. And the second one is exactly their working experience. So you can attend a lot of courses, you can get a lot of theoretical experience, but if you never worked with people, if you don't know how the business runs, if you never suffered, and I was suffering working, for example, in logistic company or in supply chain department, I know personally the pain points. I was experiencing them, and now when I'm a bit on another side, when I'm helping to implement something, I already see what might be the pain, and where can I help? Like it's like a doctor, Yeah,
Nice.
I have kind of medicine sometimes, sometimes not,
So it
but
actually
this is
happened,
like two of them.
and it happened in
Yeah.
the past that the businesses would contact you, and you would say like, sorry, like this is out of my scope, like I don't have the medicine for your problem.
Yes, it's happening, and I think it's also it's I'm self-employed, so it's of course finding a project, and sometimes the self-employed consultants are taking everything what comes, and I think it's in this kind of situation it's completely fine to say, okay, maybe I'm not the right one, but I know someone who is the right one, definitely, because once the request was about sustainability goals from European Union. So if I can help to implement them in the supply chain, so the policy, how they can implement this European Union policy into their businesses, and of how they can work with documents, what they can take care. Of course, I'm doing with supply chain also stuff, but my main focus is still digitalization. This means tools and software. I can do it, but I have to educate myself. I can have to spend time, and it's not not my purpose, my
Nice.
goal.
And it's also
And
really good to self-reflection.
yes, definitely. And once it was just the project where I said also no, because it was I had the feeling it's too big for me. Yeah. And I was not sure that I can manage it and deliver the proper results. Yeah, but it's also
It's a
fine.
very high level of self-awareness.
Losing money.
No, but like to be
Yeah,
able to
but
decide that for yourself, like what you can
yeah,
handle, what you cannot. It's very
yeah,
good, I think.
yeah, definitely. But when I'm not sure that I can help, I don't take it. Yeah. So it's better like this than have a bad reputation and said, okay, yeah, she's screwed.
How is it for you, Marie?
For me, in terms of the self-reflection. Well, I usually like when it comes to the clients, indeed, like there are like terms that I usually like I speak with the client. What do they need? And then if they don't meet the terms, that for example, first of all, it's about the content. So if the project that they are proposing, if it's not interesting, if it's not in digital, if it's for example too much business, or it depends first of all on the content. If there are no if there's no interest from my side, then it's no go. And then it's also about being on site or not, because lots of times it seems to me that the clients, the big organizations, they really mislead the employees to the self-employed. So if I'm self-employed, I have a lot of disadvantage towards the employee. I don't have the benefits. I need to educate myself. I also need to have at least one more client, because it's actually illegal to have only one client as a self-employed,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
then
yeah.
the
In Germany
clients,
also.
yeah, because then the clients are actually escaping the tax system, which I think that not a lot of organizations also understand this kind of term. So I'm then asking if it's on site or remote. And many times it happens to me that they write me, it actually also happened to me today, that they wrote me that they expect to be 5 days on site. And I told them, like, apology, but I am a freelancer. I can do 1-2 days on site, but what you actually want is not a freelance, is employee. And
Yeah,
I'm not going to be on site 5 days per week, because even employee doesn't go nowadays 5 days per week. I mean, this is crazy. And then
That's
yeah,
of
brutal.
yeah, and then
yeah.
of
But this
course
is yeah.
price.
Yeah, yeah, of course, of course. But this is exactly what, what is the difference when we are talking about also smart work. It's like, I don't understand these requirements to be 5 days a week from 9 to 5 or whatever. If, for example, if I'm very motivated, I can wake up at 6 and already start in working. I don't need to be in the office. I don't need to be at 9. Maybe at 9 I want to sleep. I don't know. But the things, it's like, I think that's not the future for companies as well. Yeah,
Yeah. And
this is like
especially not
also
for freelancers, because it's
yeah.
also like, if you want somebody on site, if you want somebody from 9 to 5 and dedicated, then go for
Mm-hmm.
employees. But if you want to have a freelance people, they indeed
Yeah.
can have more clients. They are more free. They need to pay their own trainings, and they bring
Mm-hmm.
the external vibe into the organization. But it's sometimes I'm just really surprised how the organization are perceiving the freelancing, that yeah, 5 days on site, it's just, I'm always like, wow, it's crazy.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the
Yeah.
conclusion that I'm taking from from the podcast so far is that working smart means self-employed or freelancer, because then you can define your own agenda
Yeah.
and can really work smart.
And I would advise exactly to somehow to try to reduce your working time and optimize your working day. For example, there is a book, 4 hours working week, and they're like also a different tactic. In case you haven't read it till now, it's quite interesting. And one of them, it's like, for example, that you are checking your emails twice a day at some time, not every 5 minutes like I'm doing, or was doing, or trying, for example, also to get maybe a virtual assistant, VA. And it's also what I have right now, and she's making my life really better, much easier, I'm happy. So in case you can do it, and to just win more time for creativity and not doing some stuff which you are like not enjoying to have, yeah, this also would be like a task to maybe to put the times when you're checking your emails, and maybe to get for work which you don't want to have a VA. Yeah.
Nice. Yes. Also, like, regarding working smart, is
Mm-hmm.
there like, do you go, for example, to different like work lunches, or how does your usually day looks like when
Mm-hmm.
it comes to work smart?
To work smart, I try to schedule my date, or try to schedule the whole week, actually, just to put what are the plans. I'm trying to highlight 2 main topics which I'm doing this week. For example, I'm doing this everything on Saturday or Sunday, so that on Monday I already prepared for the week, or maybe you can do it maybe on Friday, whatever. And that's the first one. And also another book which I would advise, it's like called Seven Habits of Highly Effective People.
That's a good book.
Yeah, it's really good, and it's also helping to structure, to write your goals, weekly schedule, and so on. Then another thing, so I'm preparing the week in advance. This is the first one. The second one is the work. I'm trying to schedule the work for the projects, for the clients, and also to schedule the work for my business, for developing, for social media, for podcast, and so on. So to prepare this one, but it also belongs to scheduling. more or less. And then I try to also get another consultants who are doing my work. So, for example, tax advice. I don't want to have any things with taxes. It's not an interesting topic for me, and I don't want to take this responsibility. I'm for legal things, for checking the contracts or whatever. So I think it's completely fine if you have the possibility just also to seek for help, to give something where you would spend maybe hours to another people, and just to outsource somehow, and then try to maybe also to put the schedule for your social media, time, check LinkedIn just once a day or emails twice a day, and because sometimes we're just scrolling, and it's just like spending time for actually nothing. And what else? I'm doing sports, and I'm enjoying it and love it, and that motivates me. And get a virtual assistant or AI assistant, whatever, that makes the life
this one is
much easier.
Super important. Like we got our virtual assistant recently, and it's really needed. I mean, I don't know how I could live my life without virtual assistant.
Yeah, I think it's exactly what you are also self-employed, or you have your own companies. I am the same way, and we're having so many different roles, and we have to take care about so many things. What probably the whole company is doing with different departments: marketing, accounting, I don't know, operations. This is what we are doing here. IT, set up an IT for yourself, for your team, right? And it's like kind of things you have to take care about, so many things. So it's outsource what you can outsource. That's the main advice from my side. Yeah.
I have a last question from myself, and it's what's next for Olga? Because you just finished your master degree in AI. So what's next?
So a master I finished already 1 year ago, but it's still a big achievement. And with AI, continuous checking another courses. So next stage is exactly to now to create to move from self-employment to a company. So to have my own company. I'm not sure if I want to have employees, but at least kind of partnerships. This is the next one, and I will move in the direction of AI. And I would like to bring more, not just AI, but more affordable open source tools, AI tools and softwares to the companies, and to make really what I like is to make the life of people better, easier. And it's so easy actually by using the tools and using the software. And I don't want to change the companies, just the companies, because the company is employees. Yeah, it consists of employees, and I want to make the people of these employees better. That's the main thing. So the mission is here, and I'm ready for the future.
Did you actually check our one of the podcasts with Mary Frame?
Yes. Yeah.
It reminds me a bit the direction you want to go, like, but she's more in like make yourself the AI virtual assistants. Like, I will make you the army of virtual assistants.
Yeah. It's I was really it's an interesting podcast. So maybe people who are not watching it would advise. It's really a nice and very positive one. What I like
we have today. We have
very interesting.
Yeah, happy to hear. And but she's in America, so we have different markets, and she's focusing on LinkedIn. So also not just AI, but also on LinkedIn strategy. I'm more for operations. In order to cash process, who want to have it more specific. Yeah. What are your plans for the future, when I am allowed also maybe to ask the question from my side?
There
What is your
there
vision?
is a lot
A
in
lot?
Spain currently. So with Innovatology, we are now starting with having our first digital products. So we will be piloting the online courses as of September. So the first online course will be on the branding, because I have quite a lot of mentees, and it's for me not very sustainable to have like a
Yeah, yeah,
one-on-one
yeah.
calls, and I want to make it something more exclusive. So I'm doing currently the online course on it, and it will be part of the products of Innovatology. And we are currently also revamping the whole brand of Innovatology on the YouTube, because we went quite crazy with number of the videos and number of podcasts. So we want to more stabilize it and make it slightly different. So we are currently working on the revamping the
Yeah.
brand in this direction, and make it more like navigation towards the market, and to establish ourselves among the top tier. And we will have actually the stand. It will be our premiere. We will have a stand at the Web Summit in Lisbon, where we will be as Innovatology. So either if somebody who is currently watching will be at the Web Summit this year in November, we will have there the stand as Innovatology, so you can come to say us hi, and we will do also some podcasts on the spot there.
Wow, great. I will check it out. Maybe I'll see you
It's
also live.
really good.
Indeed, you can definitely check us out there at the website to see how Marie is working hard and how Cedric is hardly working.
But anyway, what I see also from you, it's like also the only constant is the change, right? So we are always changing, trying to improve the things. And I think that's the kind
It's
of.
the Innovatology. We are innovating.
That's great. Really nice. So I will check it out. Maybe we will see each other in life.
Definitely, because I think that it's definitely like really related to your field. There will be a lot about the AI. They have also AI Summit as a part of the Web Summit, so might be something really interesting for you.
Great.
So
Perfect.
thank you so much, Olga, for coming to our Innovatology podcast about working smart working. And I think that we really covered a lot of different topics, from how to help companies to be more efficient in their operations, but we also covered a lot regarding the software for the daily life of the people who were watching us on LinkedIn. We will also have the premiere of this podcast on YouTube and Spotify. So definitely check it out, subscribe, just write Innovatology anywhere on any platform where you are. And we will be looking forward to have you again in the future. So thank you so much.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Marie. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.